Okay, it's April 6th, and this should be the last part 4, to wrap up the Holley Sniper EFI installation. And today what I'm doing is going to be installing the tank. But before I do that, I've got this X-Mat sound barrier left over from when I did the restoration on my 66 C10. And what I'm going to do is, this is a sticky backed material. I'm going to put this up in inside what would be the underside of the floorboard before I put the tank up, because I've heard that even with the internal fuel pump, you can still hear it, and I don't want to hear that thing as much. And so I'm going to try to mitigate that as much as I can by putting some of this insulation in before the tank even goes up in there, to try to shield some of that sound from going through there. So I'm going to get that going, and then I'll be back. Okay, so one piece fit in there nicely. One solid piece went in there, and I got it all, the adhesive is holding it to the underside of the floor here. And I did go ahead and cut my the old fuel lines that will never be used again, at least not while I own this Jeep. So I've got my fuel line here that was coming through that hole. I realized that was probably going to be a problem. It needed to be up in here because it's going to sit right above and sit on top of the tank, and the tank will probably push right up against here. So I got my fuel line, my ground, and my fuel pump positive right there. Getting ready to put the tank together with the skid plate and get ready to put this thing up in place. There we go. Okay, I just wanted to make a note that I went ahead and put a second layer on of that because I think I have the room, and I've got the material, so why not use it? So hopefully this will make a difference on quieting down inside the cab with regard to that electric fuel pump. So all right, so this is the Holley Sniper fuel tank, I guess they call it. It's a returnless tank, so all I'm going to have on it is the fuel inlet and the vent. Here's the harness. The electric fuel pump is already in there. Got my O-ring in place, everything is mounted, sending unit and so forth. So there's only one line that's going to hook up to this, and that's the line going from this all the way up to the front, which we'll get back there and do that here in a second. So get this put together.
ready to go up.
That's the vent one. All right, that's it. We put gas in it now. All right, what we're gonna do here is cut this arm off so this mechanical pump isn't trying to pump fuel that's not there. So I'm just gonna mount this in here, and Carl, I need you to run to the shop and grab my cutter. The shop's up there. No more fuel pump. Okay. All right, it's now time to begin the calibration wizard. If it's wired up right, this should turn on. Okay. Select wizard from the main menu. Success. It's running. And it just now went to a learning status, which means it's monitoring the air fuel mixture and adjusting for it as needed. Just letting it warm up. Coolant temperature is 145. The RPM should come down soon. I'll have to learn how to use this thing, but once it reaches 165 coolant temp, it'll learn automatically, so I don't really need to do anything. Yeah, you can hear it's running really smooth. I've been messing around with it for a while. Talked to a guy at Holley extensively about some tuning that I can do, try out. There's also some software I can download from their website for my MacBook and really get into some fine tuning. But anyway, I'm gonna go drive it, get some gas, and see how it does. Just let it learn on its own for right now. We got, all right, here we go. All right, guys. So a couple comments about the Sniper install. It really wasn't difficult at all to do. I took my time doing it just because there's no real rush for me to get it done, is my thought on that. And I wanted to make sure it was done right and everything was nice and clean. So just amazing improvement, I can say. All I did was the basic setup for now on the controller. It's in the learning mode. I guess it's going to learn as I drive over the next several days. It'll continue to learn the engine and what it needs to optimize air and fuel and all that kind of stuff. So, but just a couple things that I noticed right off the bat. It starts up immediately. It idles extremely well, better than it ever did with the carburetor on it. The throttle response is unbelievable. It is so smooth. It reminds me of my 2004 TJ that I used to own. It was fuel injected. And I don't know if that was a throttle body. I think that was probably a throttle body also like this, but just super smooth, super smooth. It even feels more torquey, like the motor has more torque. It's pulling better. I mean, it sounds better. I mean, everything about it is just amazingly smoother compared to what it was with that junky carburetor. So I think it was well worth the time and the investment. Like I said, there's some things that I can go on Holley's site and download their software and do some tuning over the days ahead if I choose to. If not, I can just drive it the way it is. It's going to learn and do what it needs to do to pretty much optimize things. But I couldn't be more happy. So high recommendation for the Holley Sniper if you're thinking about that for your CJ. And that's going to wrap up the Holley Sniper EFI project. So you guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time. All right.